I watched this video where this woman was talking about how her favorite thing about her body was the fact that she has a birthing body, that she's able to create life. And I just thought it was so beautiful because I feel like a lot of times as women, we're kind of annoyed that we're in a woman's body. Like, we're annoyed that we get a period every month and we have all these hormonal fluctuations and we can't pee on the side of the road, or maybe that's just me. But it really is such a beautiful thing to be able to give birth and literally bring life into this world. And that's like truly the most beautiful thing, and it's such a small trade-off to have a period every month when you really think about it. And even if you don't want to give birth or have kids ever, I feel like wombs are just so powerful. Like, if they can create life, just imagine what they're doing every day, like on an energetic level. As humans, we're all creators. We all have the ability to bring ideas to life, to bring ideas into the physical world. And that's one of like the coolest things about being human. We're able to identify what we like, what we don't like. We're able to work towards what we like. We're able to come up with things and then turn them into something tangible. And we all have the ability to do that, men and women. We're all creators. Men obviously play a part in creating new life as well, but I guess women cultivate it and like nurture it. And the fact that we are creators really just shows how close we are to God, because God is the creator, right? And we're all creators also of our own worlds, of our own lives. I struggle with wanting to bring my ideas to life like right away. Like, I just have so many ideas and I just want them to be out in the world. And I literally have like 10 new video ideas every day and I can never keep up, and it's kind of frustrating. But I've been trying to really look at it from this place of like, if giving birth to an idea is like childbirth, it's this process, right? Like, you have the beginning of it and then this 9-month period where you're nurturing this idea and you're giving it nutrients. And so yeah, I've been trying to look at creativity like that. Like, that is what creation is. It takes time to bring things to life, and there's no rush, and it's actually going to turn out better the more that you kind of let it sit and turn into something better. I also think childbirth is just such a good metaphor for like death and rebirth, because you know, you go through this really excruciating, painful, difficult process, probably one of the worst things you'll ever go through in your life, and then at the end you've created new life, and that's like the most beautiful thing you could possibly do. And we all go through this process many times in our lives as an old part of us dies and a new part of us is born. And when you're in these tower moments where everything is falling apart, everything is really difficult, you're dealing with a lot of pain, just know that on the other side there is this like beautiful thing waiting for you, ready to be born. But you're still going to be grieving a little bit. In the same way that when you have a child, obviously you have this beautiful new life and you're a mother now, but you're still going to be grieving your old life when you weren't a mother, when you didn't have children, when your life was completely different. And we're always going through all these processes of grief. We're always grieving an old self. There's never a time in your life where you're not grieving a little bit of something. And I think that postpartum depression, obviously it's like influenced by hormones, but I think also a part of it is that you're grieving your old life before you had a kid, because that's a huge life change. And anytime we go through a huge life change, we're grieving. And so even if you're in this beautiful new beginning, there's always going to be some grief for the old one. You're always going to miss aspects of it and love aspects of it. And that's okay. That's a beautiful thing. To be able to miss something means that it was good, means that you loved it, means that you can see the beauty in it. And don't you want to see the beauty in all of your life and appreciate your life? And as we're entering Aries season, we're really in this energy of new beginnings and new identity, this fresh new start and passion and energy, and bringing things into the physical world, seeing the physical, tangible changes that we've been working towards for so long. But with that, there is still going to be a little bit of this energy of grieving the old life. But I think most of us, we are moving out of that difficult, painful period of shedding the old, healing the old. And I think it's funny that we fear death too. When we experience death so many times throughout our lives, we shed our old selves so many times. We say goodbye to our old lives so many times and step into a new version of us, a new life. And there's always a better side. There's always a new beginning, usually a better beginning on the other side of it. But we still struggle with this concept of death and endings and fear of the unknown. Obviously, some people have more extreme experiences of grief, like the loss of a loved one or chronic illness, disability. But really, everyone is always experiencing grief because our lives are always changing and evolving, and that's what death is. But there is always something so beautiful waiting for us. Like, there's no real endings. Everything is always ending, but nothing ever really fully ends. Like, I personally believe in reincarnation. I think when you die, your consciousness gets transferred somewhere else. And if you look at the way that life works, you see that, yes, every time there is a death, a loss, an ending, there's always a new beginning afterwards. And so I think it's funny that we fear death and we don't see this representation in life of how death actually works and how it's actually this beautiful thing. Enjoy your new beginning, enjoy your new self, but allow yourself to grieve the old one. And it's okay to want things, it's okay to miss things. That just means that you loved them, that they were good, and that's a beautiful thing. This video is sponsored by the Processing Emotions Workbook, and it has all sorts of information on emotional healing, a feelings wheel to help you identify your emotions, different ways to release and transmute emotions, cognitive distortions you might be having, an exercise to release anxiety, and then it goes more in depth on different ways to transmute each emotion. And then it has a bunch of prompts to help you release emotions and work through whatever you're going through in a healthy way and turn it into something positive. You can get it for $5 on my website, or you can get it on Amazon. There's also a hardcover copy that comes in color. And thank you so much to anyone who supports me. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a comment and I'll see you in my next video.